techies, welcome to IT Tech Solution. Today in this series of PySpark learning, we will see how we can create a data frame from a file and how we can write it back into the file. Now while writing back into the file, we can change the file format. For example, if while creating the data frame we had used a parquet file format, we can go ahead and write it back into a CSV file. Similarly, we can change it to maybe a JSON file format or maybe ORC file format as per our need. So let's see how we can do that in the live example.
Okay, so let's see the practical example for this one. So here I am into my notebook and the first command as usual we'll be running is to create the Spark session. Once the Spark session is created, we will be using again the read.load that we saw in the previous video, and we will be trying to read the JSON file, and we have provided the format as JSON. We already saw that we need to give the format, and we will do a print schema and show as before. Okay, so to see the content, so let's just read it and create the results from it. Okay, so this is the file format. It is age and name, two columns in it, and these are the values in it. Okay, now next thing we will do is we will try to write it into a different file format, maybe parquet file format. Okay, we have created this data frame from JSON, but we can change that file format while we write it back to sample file. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm just giving select as name and age. Even if we don't give any select, it's okay, because if we want to give only select only a single column, we could have given only the name, but giving both the names is like not that useful. But just to show that we can do some selects here, and once we have selected the desired columns, we can write it into a file again back to in Parquet format. So here you can see it is like dataframe.write.save. So this is the command, and in between we are also doing select. If we don't do select anyways, it is going to pick everything and then it will try to write that. So let's see in the file format as parquet, I'm giving as names and ages underscore parquet file, and then we will try to write this one. Okay, so just we'll run this, and then we'll go to the backend folders and we will see where we have written this into names and ages folder, right? Names and ages underscore parquet, and you can see it has written this parquet. Okay, and what was the structure of or the data in that? It was age and name. So let's just verify whether whatever it has written is correct or not. What I will do is I will just Google for a Parquet viewer, any Parquet viewer. Okay, Parquet file reader. We'll try to open in maybe in this one. We will just browse for the file, and I know that it's under this. Let's just check this. Whatever it has written, it has the complete information or not. So it is extracting, and then it will show us the file. So here you can see the name and age is here. It's written here into the Parquet file. So we were able to write this into Parquet file successfully, and we have seen that that file is also present here. So this way we can write the data frame into file format, even though it was written, it was created from some file format which is different, but still we can change it and we can write it to into any our desired file format. Similarly, we can write it into maybe into a JSON or into a CSV. So I can write that back into CSV as well. We are using still the same data frame which we created here, right? The JSON format. But while writing, we are defining that I want to write it into as a CSV. Okay, and format, if I don't give, what will happen? And then again I'll give format here, and then we will see what happens. So if we don't give format here, Spark will not know which file format we want to write this data frame into. By default, then it will write it into Parquet format. Okay, so if I run this, I'll just show that to you. If I run this and we go to the backend folders, just refresh it, and you will see it is saying folder is created with CSV name, but inside it is Parquet. Why? Because we did not define the format here, and default for Spark is Parquet. So it has written into Parquet format. So let's define a CSV file format first here. Okay. So I have defined as CSV CSV file format. And we already know, right? If we have headers in it, we need to give header equals to true. Otherwise, it will treat that header as a row and it will write it into a row with its own custom, its own defined system defined columns it will use. So better we will give header equals to true. And before I write this, let's just go to the backend and delete this file which is already present now. I'll just remove this folder from here. I'll go back to this and then I'll refresh. Okay. Once this is done, let's now write it into a CSV file format. Okay. And then we will check back into the backend folder. So I have executed this. It got executed. Let's check in CSV. So here it is the CSV and it is .csv now. If you can see, file format is changed to CSV. Now we'll see that CSV file as well. We'll open it and we will see whether it is correctly written or not. So yeah, we can see that names and ages and the rows has come successfully into the CSV file. So this way we can change the file format, write it into our own file formats, whichever is required by our application. So I hope you liked this video. I will be posting another video for this PySpark learning series very soon. Until then, bye bye.